absolutely a huge challenge because they have to, not to deal, the people of electricity have to deal with one sector, which is the electrical. Urban planners have to deal with everything because they have to know about the population, they have to know about the electrical network, what's the capacity.
The public services, yes.
The public services, the transportation.
The infrastructure of the place.
And the security. The environment. The environment is a very key element.
I see.
When we're basically doing our next urban development plan, how are we affecting the environment? Are we making a positive impact on the environment or a negative impact?
I see.
These are real challenges that are faced by decision makers every day.
Can this help, I mean, give them insight to what they should do regarding, for example, as you mentioned, the environment, well before they take the decision?
Yes, yes, because the world that we live into is a changing world. It's not a static world. It changes. So if you have all of that information under one roof, and you can request the system for a question, it will tell you what's happening and what's the tendency. And if you analyze the information further, it might tell you what's going to happen.
So you can read in the future, like insight into the future. It will give you a proper decision making.
Absolutely.
Regarding the development of cities, urban designs, and population growth, and industrial wise, and what have you.
Correct, doctor. Absolutely, you're absolutely correct. So if, I don't know if this slide is being shown, which is not only we have to deal with huge amount of information, we have to deal with information that is changing. And it's changing because of two reasons. It's because of fact of life, or it is a problem. And these problems we have to address, whether this is disasters, God forbid, or environmental degradation.
Natural disasters, yes.
Correct. Or climate change, or population change, or ecological stress. Those are problems that we have to basically track, predict, and solve.
Sure.
So we need the information system to allow us to do this.
So when you mentioned in the beginning, so all this data with the locations, when they interact, they can give us really these things. But is it that easy, to come to it, or there are a lot of processing?
Definitely it's not easy. If it is easy, it has been done so many times. It takes time, but it's building things a step at a time, a block at a time. So if we go over 10 or 15 years, yes, we're going to reach this. If we build it step at a time,
I see.
One piece at a time.
Okay.
Mr. Eyad, I have a question. I noticed that you've brought a photo about Kuwait, so you're trying to implement that in Kuwait. I've also noticed that in Kuwait we have environmental issues, pollution, places, let's say, things that are not supposed to be placed, like facilities that are not supposed to be placed in a certain place. How can this software or program help with knowing exactly how to place an urban development, like you said?
Let's give as an example. I want to build a facility in the middle of the desert. So if I have information over wind direction, the dust dunes, movement, the temperature,
so
the wind speed,
all of this is in the software
yes,
layer.
Absolutely. You basically capture all of this and say, ask the system, give me the best place that has the least sand dunes, that has probably a good atmospheric pressure.
There is a good, perhaps water, water inside there.
Correct. We live in an oil-rich country, so hopefully we're not going to build a facility where there is oil under it as well.
Yeah.
So
and we find this problem, especially in Kuwait. There's a lot of people trying to build, let's say, building or a house, and you find that this area cannot stand this kind of depth, and you don't know it until you go. And sometimes you do, but the information is not passed on as easily and as successfully like I believe this program is doing.
That's actually is not a one guy who can do all of this. It has to be multi-agencies that implement these systems and they connect together. And that's the key. This technology allows us to do this. If you can just see the slide that I have in front of me here.
Yes.
The slide basically talks about this world that is basically mirrored inside an information system from each discipline, which is all is connected. So GIS is the answer that would allow us to build this model, that would allow us to query and ask questions, and doctor, make the predictions about the problems that will happen next and make the right educated decision.
When you say land management there, Iyad, what do you mean exactly? Is this what you just mentioned, just answered?
Land management is about which piece of land is owned by who. Whether
and then?
So land management means, and how it is used. Is it used for residential? Is it used for commercial? Is it used, so land use as well. All of this plays a huge role. So if you change the land use from residential to commercial, what's the impact on the traffic, the street?
And the pollution also?
And the pollution.
Environment.
And the traffic, and the services, and the electrical, because commercial requires much more electricity than residential.
Yes.
That's a decision that has to be done along with an educated decision, that has to be done along with a complete system that will tell me the implications of that decision.
How's the satellite part and GPS system implemented in this program as well? How do you?
Well, satellite and aerial photography, which is cameras that are flown via airplanes, are one way to capture information and feed it to the system.
So it's live information as well. The GIS is live as well.
It could be live.
Could be because
it could be live. It could be semi-live, which is like near real time or real time. But in both cases, I can basically take the educated decision. So I can see, for example, if there is, again, God forbids, a plume that is coming out of a refinery. If I have a satellite or an airborne camera, I can see where that plume is going, and I can take good measures before it's too late. Very similar to what happened in Raudatain sometime back in Iraq.
Okay. Yes, there was leakage. Yeah. I think oil leakage, or there was some sort
gas leak.
Gas leakage, yes.
I believe this goes very hand in hand with aviation. The aviation pretty much can use the system and know if there's storms, when to fly, when to delay, when things are,
I think this is what you are talking about, yes, but I would like, you have some slides?
I'd like to, what I'm going to talk about next is the, how is GIS implemented in Kuwait? Because that would be interesting to all of the viewers, because that's what people interact with every day.
Yes, this is what we need, Iyad, to bring this really to Kuwait. These technologies, I'm sure there are so many authorities in the country, they are utilizing GIS, and from our own experience, the little experience we have, and the conferences we organized regarding GIS, it seems it is well spread, not as much as we need perhaps, or we expect, or we dream of, but I think you have some insight to us. Please tell us.
Dr. Dream takes time to be fulfilled.
Yes.
We are in a good way for fulfillment of that dream, the dream of the slide I've just presented, which is a well-connected world in Kuwait where agencies can exchange this information. So today,
this is what we are seeing, organizations?
Correct. These are some of the organizations. The slide would not be big enough for me to put all of the agencies, but the majority of the agencies use GIS in Kuwait, whether it's Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Communication, Ministry of Public Works, Public Authority for Civil Information, Census, Kuwait Municipality, Kuwait Oil Company. So we are heading into a very good future where we can take educated decisions.
Mr. Eyad, how do I access this information as an individual that is not a part of the?
Okay, that's a very good question. Today, organizations collect this information. Of course, they collect this information for them internally to make a better decision, a quicker decision, a safer decision. What we have seen in the last 6 months or 1 year, that these agencies are now connecting to the citizen and to the public.
Good.
And we have few.
For example, if you have an example, please tell us, Iyad.
So one very good example I'd like to, I'm showing in the slide here, is an environmental website which is called Bi'atuna. This is a bilingual website. So what you see in front of you is the English version of that website.
Kuwait Official Environmental Portal.
Correct. So this is given or offered by the Authority of Environment in Kuwait. And the example that you see here is giving the citizens information about what places not to go and swim.
Okay.
Right?
To warn them.
So I've never heard of that. I've never heard that you're not supposed to swim anywhere in Kuwait. So this is very good information.
It is. It can
because of sharks or because yeah, I
see
whales. Sharks eating people nowadays, and and I was scared. Although I don't go much.
We do have sharks in Kuwait.
But this put me away for sure, because I saw somebody was being beaten by a shark.
In Kuwait?
I don't know, no, not
I think we have the smaller kinds, but I believe that Mr. Eyad is
that's not the reason.
Yeah, Mr. Eyad is talking probably about currents or something like that.
It's really pollution.
Pollution.
It's environment at the very end of the day. It's the example that is shown here is Blajat, and it says it's not recommended for you to go and swim in Blajat.
By which entity, which ministry?
This is
the Public Authority
for Environment.
So this is official information.
Correct. Absolutely,
okay.
and it's live. It's updated all the time. So if conditions do change, they will update that website and they will tell you it is safe to.
So this is what we are seeing now. If we can, the director may show this what you have seen, what you have put up in the presentation. These are Bi'atuna. This is a portal. This is a GIS portal, or environmental portal as well.
It is an environmental portal that is built using GIS technology, because you see map and information.
This is the map. This is the sea. The GIS, where does GIS come to it?
The GIS is in front of you, Dr. Anwar, which is the map. The map is the location. So here you can see the red dots, which are different locations, and you can see information connected to these dots.
So the result of this map is the red dots, which is the meaningful.
Correct.
Because this is a map, nobody can make sense of it. It doesn't make a lot of information as much. But those red spots are the warning spots.
Absolutely.
Not to, because of this gathered information.
For swimming. The website is very comprehensive, the portal. It has as well places where to camp and not to camp. There are many extensive information in that
already
portal.
there.
Yes.
For fishing?
As well for fishing, absolutely. There are information about the deep or the offshore information is there.
Yes.
I invite you and Faisal to go and look at it.
Yes.
And at the end of my presentation, I have all of these links if you're interested to go and visit the website.
Yes, you can go to see with him, I think.
I think one of the things that are...
The shark.
I'm still afraid of the shark.
Yes, I saw the shark myself. Just grabbed this guy and took him away. I felt sorry.
Environment is more dangerous than shark, doctor, now.
Yeah, true. But I think one of the things that are really bothering us...
But I don't think the sharks in Kuwait, because they get a lot of food, so they don't look for people.
Yeah.
Yes,
one of the things that are really bothering us in Kuwait, I'm sure, bothering everyone, is traffic. So I'm sure the GIS does it have a system where it implements traffic and tells you where the bad areas are?
Absolutely. Today, as a matter of fact, if you go to maps.google.com, they have some traffic.
I do try to follow it. I try to follow it today as I was coming, but it's not always, I don't want to say accurate. Sometimes it's not fast enough.
Absolutely. You're right. It needs improvement. So
I feel like it needs to be localized.
Correct. It needs, I mean, this is an information that's being captured from one location in the United States.
Exactly.
They don't have enough sensors. They need to probably here in Kuwait to establish more sensors and to provide this information to the people here
and
locally.
To have it on GIS, I think it would be, it would help traffic.
I think this layer, this is a good question, but I think as you showed the portal for the Public Authority for Environment, they showed their own environmental portal. I think the Ministry of Interior one day will have their own portal regarding the traffics, road maps, which, as you said, the congestions and the traffics will be shown in different colors, or perhaps on somewhere on monitors or screens in the iPhone or Android. So I think this is, I think at some stage, but it needs a lot of cameras. It needs a lot of
work.
pictures.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely. It needs step-by-step work.
Yes, tell us, please.
Just connected to Bi'atuna, it's not a one-direction flow of information. It's, as a matter of fact, a two-directional way of flow of information between government and citizen. So today, you, doctor, if you notice any problem in the environment, you can go and report it. And your report will be captured by that website, and it will have a color. When you report the problem, if you want to show the slide.
Yes, we can see the slides on your laptop, yes.
Once you report the problem, it will be red. So you can see a red dot at the bottom right-hand side. This has been reported by somebody, it has not been verified.
It's a fire.
It is an environmental problem, maybe it's a trash, maybe it is somebody who's building a building and he has put hazardous material, could be.
So it's a lot quicker, a lot more live. Correct. Happening at the same time.
So basically, you are reporting this, you're reporting the location, and this location is visible to everybody. So if everybody is reporting
so
this
everybody
map,
report any hazardous
this map,
accident, incident,
anything,
it will show.
Anything that is connected to the environment, you
yes.
can go and just report it there.
I remember one day, Mr. Eyad, some years ago, the environment, there was some polluted air in the grain area. And then the environment authority sent some, like a small lab sensors, cars, which can detect every minute, not every minute, every half an hour or so, the polluted air, because they were burning some garbage over there.
Correct.
And the air coming out of it. I think one of our colleagues did mention this from the environment, and she was telling us that they were reading the polluted air, and they were keeping it under control as such. Not control, but to be aware that there is a danger or a threat
zone, yes.
of the oxidations or what have you.
For your information, grain used to be a dump site in the past.
Yes.
That's why it has lots.
Yes,
it used to have lots of environmental problems and environmental issues. Okay. Another example I'd like to...
Yes, please tell us a final example, because we have taken break.
Another example I'd like to talk about is a very nice application by Public Authority for Civil Information. They've released an application which is available, by the way, on the iPhone or on the web.
Very good to know.
And you can type any address, you can type the plate that is in front of your house, and you can reach to that location.
So it's an application that I can have on my phone, like an iPhone or Android, is that?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Developed by whom?
Developed by Public Authority for Civil Information.
Okay.
Yeah,
we can see this slide of our director, yes.
So you can see here that currently it's in Arabic, but it will be soon deployed in English. You can type a query. In this example, the query is, where is the nearest hospital, or where is the hospitals? So the map of Kuwait will be full of balloons. Each balloon corresponds to a hospital.
Exactly.
Right. And
excellent.
There is a list of all the hospitals to the right-hand side. And you can say, take me to the hospital that is X or Y hospital, and it will give you the shortest path.
So it's also a GPS system as well. It's a navigation system.
If you put it in the iPhone, it will be...
it works together with other applications.
Correct.
So anything, this map from the civil authority information has, for example, all the hospitals, all public...
it has all the establishments. So it has every single store, every single
restaurant.
Restaurant. Oh, you like restaurants. I
forgot.
Yes.
Mr. Eyad, one more time. How do I get this application?
It is available in the links.
I think we'll have a break, Eyad, and then perhaps we'll carry on. This is very interesting to us, and I think perhaps Dr. Mohammed Al-Mullah would like to know where are those, I think, fast food restaurants.
He likes fast food?
Scattered.
Yeah, it's not Dr. Anwar, it's Dr. Mohammed.
It's not him, it is him, Dr. Mohammed. It's not him, it is him.
He would like to know all the Shatter restaurants.
Yes. We'll tell you where some people would like the fast food. which I think Faisal would like to know about.
I
so
try not.
Our dear viewers, with this, of course, we are going to have some break for a rest for a while, and I'm sure you are not going to go away because you are watching the favorite show, that is the Digital Talk show. Welcome back, our dear viewers watching the Digital Talk show. I'm sure this is going to be very interesting today and tonight, as a matter of fact, with Mr. Eyad Arab. Mr. Eyad Arab, I think you are showing very nice things about this location or locator. So before we go to any further, I think we are going to show our contacts, the email and the Twitter. So yes, this is email, digital-talk@tv.gov.kw. So you can contact us on this, and the Twitter, I think we are going to see here, Twitter digital_talk. The TV, this is very interesting. Digital Talk, I think this is very important too. We are welcoming anybody who is interested to communicate with us and tell us any information regarding the latest and interesting technology that we might show here in the show without any delays, because we are a fast-moving world and we would like to know everything in the move. Let us carry on with you, Mr. Eyad. So we are locating restaurants, we are locating everything, public libraries, everything.
Everything that is an establishment in Kuwait, and even addresses, your home as well, Dr. Anwar. If you give me the plate number in front of your home, I'll be able to reach that.
The civil ID number, you mean?
Correct.
Every civil ID number.
For the building, yes.
Yes, for the building, for every establishment, everywhere, there is, of course, a definition and there is some sort of information.
Look at how much time this service will save people. I remember many times when I had to go circles and circles for 45 minutes searching for a shop or an address, as a matter of fact. So that means this technology saves time and could save lives if it is, of course, applied by the emergency services as well. Because
so the only thing you need is to know is the number, the civil ID number of the place or the street. I don't know if the streets are numbered or not, but I think
if you give me your parcel number, your block, or your civil number, I'll be able to reach there. So it's not only one. Give me your block number and your parcel number, I'll reach there. Give me your block number and or block and street and house number, I'll reach there. Give me the plate number, I'll reach there. Give me any shop that is next to you, I'll reach there. It is very flexible.
I have an idea. While you are talking, Mr. Eyad, don't you think, for example, the civil ID which we have is smart enough to have to tell the others where you are located? If this smart civil ID, because now all is mapped, all informed by information.
Yes, theoretically, if you put the readers to proximity readers to read everybody's ID as he's going, yes, probably you could do that.
Yes. But that's also there is a privacy issue there.
Yes, I'm sure there is, because that's called, there is a technology that you basically have to apply, and usually that's blocked by the smart card, which is anonymous reading of the smart card. That's usually is prohibited, and I'm sure the people.
Anyway, well, before we go to Faisal, let us go with you now, Mr. Eyad.
So I've shown two examples of agencies that have provided services to the citizens. There are other examples, but I've chosen these two examples. I know we're running short of time. I'd like to end with people, you, me, Faisal, can today go and make data. There is a website, it's called rgs.com. You can go there, search for information, and you can make your own maps. You can as well share maps with others.
What do you mean make your own maps?
So today, if I have a camping site, that's a good example. In the company, sometimes we do a camping site. I'd like to do a map.
Very good company.
Thank you, doctor.
We could apply for it?
You're invited for our next camping trip,
you have barbecue there?
Yes, absolutely, lots of barbecue. So if I want to make a map of my company or my camping site, and I'd like to publish it on other people so they can see it from the website, see it from the iPhone, I could do that very quickly. I can as well, of course, make more complicated maps. And you know,
drawing by hands or?
Yes, drawing over satellite imagery.
Yes.
Right. I can digitize.
Or as you drive, you can leave an imprint with the satellite system.
Correct. Now, the surprise here, it's free. You can do this, right? Like you do your Facebook. You post on Facebook, you can post on rgs.com without any cost.
RGS?
rgs.com.
Yes.
And
you can publish this. I think there is nobody can hide away nowadays.
No, you cannot. I'm sorry, doctor. If you do something wrong, you have to be really worried.
I'm not thinking even, what do you mean here? I think everybody is being monitored. Every spot on this earth is being monitored. And I think this is very difficult to do anything nowadays with anything, because everybody watching everybody. Now Google Maps see everybody. Google Maps selling their maps now to Microsoft, and there are other technologies. So I think it is Apple, of course, a little bit not as advanced as Google's, but I think we are going to this world. Tell me.
And if you don't mind, you just said that people trying to know exactly what's happening on the ground. I researched a story today that's a bit maybe similar to the idea of GIS, but it's trying to also know what's going on in air, not only on the ground.
I see.
But this one is very positive. They're trying to help with the regular, you know how basically planes, when they want to land, they used to use the like an old system, radar system. This is still manual, so it's very hard for the
most frightening moments in flying.
Exactly, when you're landing and you're taking off. This happens manually.
Yes.
So a person sits there with a radar, and even the radar is not so, it's not connected to satellite. So what they're trying to do is they're coming up with, especially in the United States, with something called the next gen, which replaces the radar, and it's basically it's an automatic dependent surveillance broadcast which uses satellites and instead of using radar. So this is going to help with fuel. This is going to, because it's going to have a lot faster paths. This is going to help with being right on time, no delays. This is also going to help with having less people work on the airport and less errors. So all of this is happening also. The same system, maybe a little.
It is.
Yeah. So it's basically compacting layers, and it'll have more planes being able to fly on air. So